So my name is Greg McKenna, and I'm not the smartest guy in the family. Okay, I'll tell you right off the get-go. You got some people that have like incredible brains here. Just two great scientists, somebody with a phenomenal here. I wish I thought about that stuff. I mean, I'm sitting here and I only heard your story today, and I wish I heard about that. I wish I was doing it. I think that's awesome, and it's one of those things. So, okay, can I? Okay. So, did you hear me say I wanted to own Best Doctors? Yeah, I really do. Okay. Now, how did I start off? Okay, I was the guy that wanted to be the entrepreneur in a company that didn't know that I wanted to be an entrepreneur. I just knew I wanted to make my own decisions because I figured I made the best decisions. Okay, and I wanted to control it. Okay, I didn't want to be the guy that was told, let's do this now. I wanted to be the guy that said, we're going to do this now, and we're all going to do this now, and we're going to do it this way. And I started off in a chain pharmacy that starts with C that I can't say anything more about because, you know, I now own my own little independent pharmacies, and, you know, they're just my big competitor right now. So you'll all know who I'm talking about. So I was youngest supervisor. I got out of school, and by the way, I went to school very late, okay? I decided to take a little reprieve before high school. Quite frankly, it was a time to maybe grow up and figure out, you know, how to do something, because, you know, I didn't really excel at the high school level, besides girls and football, but, you know, besides that. So I got out of pharmacy school late, and I was married. I was married mid-pharmacy school. So now I'm not making decisions for me anymore. As anybody knows, married, I stopped making decisions on the family side. I have to make them on the business side. So by doing that, that put me into a different category of everyone else. I didn't get to do what I thought was really fun, but I wanted to control stuff, so it was fun. I was controlling those decisions. I went, and as I told you, youngest supervisor, learned how to run the business. You know what? I think I can do this, okay? But I wasn't really sure, okay? Because in 4 years' time with that big C company, I had opened up 50 locations in 3 different states, and we were really rocking, okay? And I then went to a company that had 2 stores, and by the time I left, 7 years later, we had 65 stores. We were not in one state, we were in 5 states. We opened up our own pharmacy benefit manager. We had a clinical consulting team that we went out and did IV side. You know, we were really going, okay? I was, in the meantime, much like our first panelist, I went and got my master's and my law degree while I was working, okay? So, you know, you can imagine there's a lot of 3 and 4 o'clock mornings, okay, for a long time. But I told you I was married. And by the time I started law school, I had 3 kids. We had 3 kids. I shouldn't say I. And finished with 4, okay? And each degree was, okay, I need a little bit more to make and control where I'm going to go. You know, I needed more, you know, how do you trust somebody? How are you going to trust a 28-year-old kid? Well, you know what? You're right. You've got to go and show them what you do. Okay, and I always said, give me my time up at bat. Okay, let me show you what I can do. Okay, and if I don't know it, I'm going to go find it out. I'm going to go get that education and go do it. I'm going to keep on learning and growing. Like our first panelist said, you know, excellence, getting the best, okay, getting the best education, getting the best knowledge, and ensuring on that quality, okay? That's what I did, okay? Now, I thought I was doing that when I was with the Aero Corporation, who's no longer around, and had 65 stores, and I was in Philadelphia, putting together a deal, and this was now 18 years ago, putting together a deal in Philadelphia where we were going to buy 9 locations. We weren't going to use any of our own money because I had figured out how to buy the locations not have to pay for them for 10 days, but meanwhile I'll get paid because I'm going to go and sell those stores right off the bat, and I'm going to go and generate $3 million for this company, Aero Corporation, who I was working for. Well, this is the old days, like I just told you, it was 18 years ago. 18 years ago, I'm in Philadelphia, and I can't get a document shipped to me because it's 5 o'clock at night, and I needed it the next day. So I had to drive back to Connecticut. I drive back to Connecticut, and there were my two other partners, who, I was the minority partner. Remember, I'm the young guy, show me my time up at bat. And I'm there walking into the building at 10 o'clock at night, and my two partners are selling my shares to someone else. Wow. Wow. Lesson number one that I'll tell you about in going into business. If a deal is really good, if you're really going to be an owner, get it in writing. If a promise is that good, it can be put on a piece of paper, okay? Real important, okay? It was a wake-up call. It was being an entrepreneur, not by choice. It was being an entrepreneur because guess what? Tomorrow, I was working for someone else, and I no longer owned any of it. Oh my God, what do you do? Hey, I got to go home and tell my wife. Not only did I come back from Philadelphia early because I needed some documents, I came back and found out things changed, okay? Well, funny thing. Now, told you I'm the attorney and I'm figuring out this deal. That deal didn't happen with Aero, okay? That deal happened with Greg McKenna. That deal, we changed who bought those stores. We changed who sold those stores. We now took lemons and created lemonade, and instead of Aero Corporation making a couple $1 million, Greg McKenna made a couple $1 million in one evening, okay? Because there were no promises, nothing in paper, okay? All the promises, there were promises, nothing in paper, okay? So lesson one that I'm going to tell you about. Every deal that someone's going to tell you we're going to go and do, if it's that good, if they believe in it and you believe in them, put it in writing, okay? Because no one's going to tell you how it happens. Those are darn difficult stories that have to happen really, really quickly, okay? And you're going to have some of those things happen to you if you're an entrepreneur. There's going to be things come up that you don't know, okay? And you're going to have to be able to react, okay, quickly. Okay, because your first reaction is really telltale to your success, okay? Now after that, after finding out that, and now here, I was 37 years old and I didn't trust that I had a pharmacy degree, I had a master's in finance, and I had a law degree, and I didn't think I had the skills enough to do it myself. But I can tell you, when I was at Aero, I made 65 other guys millionaires because I helped them operate their stores, and I didn't think I could do it. I will tell you, that's lesson number two, because Chris said it earlier when he started. The one thing he wished he did it sooner, okay? Because we're all going to make mistakes when we get out there and do it. We're all going to make mistakes. But if you get out there and get into the game and start your day with a game plan in mind and something to do and a belief that you can do it, you can do it. You can do it. So I took my couple $1 million and I bought a store. Okay, and I made some mistakes along the way, even though I helped some of those 65 other people get into their business. But I took my money and then I made it 10 stores, and then we sold them. Okay? And then we bought some more, and we sold them. Okay. And then I built the largest independent long-term care company. And that was a springboard for something else because it was partners and bringing people in and learning how do I communicate my idea. Because one of the other things that you want to get to learn and I think is outrageously valuable, and I think that I see all real great entrepreneurs do, is they are able to communicate their idea to everyone and get it to be a group shared idea. So that my idea isn't isn't just with me. My idea now becomes with 100 people, and they're all trying to help me get my idea going. And every day talking with them, and every day communicating with them, and every day telling them, this is why because if it's good for me, it's going to be good for you. And doing it. So, I've got green. So, I think the process here, and what I was trying to get across to you in this whole thing is, one, you can do it. You don't have to plan on doing it. You have to be constantly ready for the opportunity. You have to then act on the responsibility. And every day you have to get up and doing it, and just doing it with a list of ideas, and just doing every idea every day, and working until you get there. So that's my story. I'm sticking to it. So thanks.